And finally, new rule, nothing with crypto in the title ever turns out good.
Don't write me about Bitcoin, please. I don't give a so don't ask me.
Bitcoin happens to use a lot of energy. It happens to promote anonymous transactions.
Bitcoin is not a currency.
Not bullish on Bitcoin.
You, John McAfee, believe in the power of Bitcoin. So much so that you'll put your on the table, chop it up, put it in your mouth, swallow.
If it doesn't reach at least $1 million.
99.999% of the people that own Bitcoin are f***ing morons. That's just it.
What's it feel like to be a Bitcoin?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Good morning. GM, everybody. Welcome to the GM Show. The most hated show in crypto. That's our new slogan. It's not new. It's an old one. We're bringing it back. Wait.
Viewers,
You were
5
muted, sorry.
live viewers.
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
We're the best.
The most hated.
We're way better than that Farokh guy.
Okay. Hold your shots for later.
Okay,
All right?
all right.
Don't shoot your shot just yet.
All right.
Okay. We're like 5 seconds in. This is the lighthearted part of the show.
I
where you
wasn't trying to
just joke
segment
around a
into
little
anything.
bit. You
I was
say,
just
yeah.
I was just saying something.
God,
all.
spicy drama. It's a spicy drama episode. We are going to talk about Not Yoda's Hero, SBF. I'm sorry. We're going to talk a little shit about him, so I'm sorry. I don't want to talk bad about your hero.
But my gosh, dude.
Today's just that kind of day. Mr. Take Profits is looking at the charts.
Sorry.
Oh my God. I always know. I'm like, what's going on with the charts? Let's shill ourselves real quick. GMTV.lol, place to be for everything GMTV related. Check out our Kimono all-in-one trading view indicator. This shows you the four key parts of the way the market moves. I can't speak today. Trend, momentum, volatility, volume. 10 different built-in indicators. You can get this by minting one of our GM bots. The GM Bots NFT gives you access to holder-only Discord channels, streams, Kimono and future tools, store discount, and you can burn your NFT to sponsor an episode and be featured in the credits permanently. Okay.
Nice.
Wowzers. Yeah, Bitcoin reclaims 17K. Stock soar following Powell's speech in Washington. We had Powell spoke yesterday at the Hutchins Center on Fiscal and Monetary Policy at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C., and he revealed the central bank would slow its aggressive rate hikes beginning as soon as this upcoming December's meeting. Quote, "It makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting." So, that's
nice. There
that's
you
got
go.
people in a bullish mood.
We had the pump yesterday, man.
Yes, we
That
did. We had the
pumped everything.
Pumperoonie, and now I see all the headlines. I saw one this morning that I didn't want to feature because I didn't want to be another one of those people saying this, but somebody was like, this bear market's been about as long as the last bear market. Does that mean it's time for the bear market to end? I'm like, that's not how it works. It's not just like, the timer went off. The bear market's over.
That bear market he's talking about was like just during COVID, right? Is that what he was talking about?
I don't know what he was exactly. It was a headline that I just saw on Crypto Panic. And I was like, ignoring this stupid headline.
That's right now,
like bear markets and recessions just are timed perfectly. Every time they're the same amount of length. It's like that shit's the universe is on time. Telegram is going to build a crypto exchange in response to the FTX collapse. They've announced plans by the messaging platform will unveil a decentralized crypto products, so including a crypto exchange and non-custodial wallets. I'm bullish on decentralized exchanges for sure. I've never been a huge Telegram fan. I'm not really a
I
Telegram
hate
user.
Telegram, dude.
So, so it's not really super, I don't really care, but I
Whenever
think
anyone's
it's
like,
good
"Oh yeah,
for
go,
normies, maybe.
go to our Telegram," I'm like, "No."
Yeah,
And
I
I just
know.
don't.
I'm just like,
I
oh,
usually
God,
just
Telegram.
go.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
I never.
And
if I
that's the thing,
absolutely
like,
don't have to.
and I feel like a lot of people use it for group messaging as opposed to a one-on-one. Whereas, like, I'm more of like, if I'm going to use a separate messaging app from just like the fucking couple that I already am forced to use, like messages and like my text messages and Discord, then the only other one I would maybe use would be Signal. I do use Signal with people that have it, but that's it. So I don't trust any of these other chat apps. They all just want your data.
Yeah.
So, but bullish on decentralized sex changes. Hey, are you? This is kind of unrelated. Are you going to get the Neuralink implant? Huh? You going to get the Neuralink implant?
No.
This little, you going to get the brain computer put into your skull? They
No.
did a little presentation yesterday. They showed the monkeys doing things, playing Pong and writing messages and stuff like that using their brain computer. So
That's pretty cool.
Pretty soon we'll be the monkeys using the brain computer. I guess they're going to start doing
When's human
trials within the next 6 months. So coming to a brain near you. Yeah, they have. They showed this crazy machine. I was going to clip it, but I didn't have time. They had this crazy. They invented a machine that implants this thing into your brain super quickly, and it implants these little wires that are thinner than a hair. Directly into your brain.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
dude. What the fuck, right?
I weirded out, man. I don't know if I would.
I know.
do
I wanted
that
to
or not.
play it. They did a demo on a fake brain, and they showed it implanting
I'm
it,
just
and it's
like,
fab.
you think about this stuff, and then now and you're like, oh, it's just fun and games to talk
No,
about
it's
it,
crazy.
and joke around about it, and now when you're actually
Yeah.
thinking about it, would I fucking do it? This could be happening in my lifetime. Would I fucking do it?
It's like a Pandora's box type thing. I feel like, Elon Musk is saying, oh, well, people who were even born blind will be able to see, right? People who have had spinal cord injuries will be able to walk. So it's one of those things that could be very tempting, especially for people with debilitations, but as far as just
Yeah, I
random
could see
John
that.
Doe going out and getting this to just be able to learn a language instantly, I don't know, it's a little extreme.
I
But
don't know, man.
I don't
mean,
know.
Think about,
but yeah, once they get smaller and smaller,
languages. Yeah, think about that. That would be amazing. I don't know. I think it is I could think of a lot of uses.
Yeah, well, and this is going to get smaller. I mean, it's already gotten a lot smaller than the one they showed last year. So, I mean, technology moves really quick now. This seems invasive, but that's already very small. That's like a coin right there. Yeah, who knows? And then at some point,
so
maybe,
it sticks on the outside of your head.
no, dude, they literally implant it into
inside?
your skull.
That
so
big
it's
thing?
flush with your skull.
That seems kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's freaky. Yoda said Neuralink should partner with the San Francisco robots. Yeah, I know San Francisco's going to start using cop robots. We're getting real close to, what was that movie? RoboCop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are in the most fun timeline. I gotta
Didn't
say,
they
I love
also
this
just
timeline.
vote that it's totally cool to have or that
Beanbag
robots
orgies?
can be lethal? They can actually.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's essentially what they voted for. Is that they could use these
That
as
those robot
lethal
cops can actually shoot those guns at
Yeah,
people.
exactly, dude.
The fuck?
What are we
man?
doing, man?
I know. Why do you do that?
Why did you do that?
They're like no. We don't want militarized police and
Yeah.
stuff like
Well,
that.
it's
We
kinda
want to defund
perfect.
stuff, and then now it's like
That it's kind
whoa,
of
let's
perfect.
look
I
at
wonder
these
if
fucking
Silicon
robots.
Valley was behind the defund the police thing, because it's let's defund the police, get rid of the cops, and then we
Bring
still
in the
need rule of
RoboCops.
law. We still need rule of law. Bring in the RoboCops. They
Dude,
can't be
I know
racist.
those
they can't be
those dog-like
but-
robots with
yeah.
the guns on them.
That's all you need. Yeah.
Yeah, just
All you need
walking
is
around the
robot
street
cop dogs with gun turrets on top. Just
while your kids play out in the neighborhood. This dog with the gun,
and it
just
would have
walking
facial
around.
recognition. So could you imagine like one of these just roaming the streets looking for people with warrants? Essentially, it's like
asking everyone for their
yeah.
papers. Show me your papers.
Yeah, it would just scan your face and know your papers.
God, this is terrifying.
The turret just shoots you dead on the spot.
I feel sick to my stomach.
You have 5 unpaid parking tickets.
See, and of course, this all comes before self-driving cars. Like the cool shit, like that we really want and stuff like that is actually getting like further. The goalpost seems like it's going further away, and we got this fucking RoboCops.
I see a GM bot in the chat. Not Yoda, just switched to a GM bot.
Dude, that's a nice bot.
I'm honored. I'm honored because
That's a nice
I know
bot.
Not Yoda is a hardcore Toxic Skulls holder, and so I'm very honored that you switched your PFP there on YouTube. That's very nice of you. Dickenzie, you did not miss it. In fact, that's what we're going to go into right now.
Right,
here we go. I love this part of the interview when Andrew Ross Sorkin. I couldn't find the clip this morning. I actually tried to record the whole interview and I recorded it without sound, so it was totally useless. But I couldn't find the clip this morning. But Andrew Ross Sorkin at one point said it sounds like this was a bunch of smart kids on Adderall having a sleepover party, and thought that was pretty funny. But I was actually so Sam Bankman-Fried is doing like a media tour right now with all the big media companies, everything. I love how BitBoy was so stoked to get that Spaces with Sam Bankman-Fried in the next 2 weeks, and then all these mainstream media outlets first will get the scoop.
That's why it took 2 weeks to get the BitBoy interview, because he was booked for
for the next week. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dude, I'll talk to you. Let me just add you to the list of people I'm talking to. And
Pretty funny. So, but I was actually this Deal Book interview. Lots of people were skeptical, wondering if there would even be any good questions asked about the FTX collapse. But I think Andrew Ross Sorkin did a much better job than anyone expected, and did hold his feet to the fire a couple times. I could see him squirming a few times. He was still shaking like a leaf the entire interview. You would have thought somebody would have been like, okay, really try your best not to shake. But he's still shaking the entire time. But we're going to play a couple clips.
Maybe it's just his twitch, Everyone's
I know. I was like, maybe he has restless leg syndrome. Like, I get it. I shake. One of my legs shakes pretty often.
I do.
Too.
I'm
a leg shaker.
I shake.
It's probably
I shake
too much
sometimes.
caffeine, but we don't need to talk about my caffeine habits.
Yeah.
He was on Good Morning America this morning with George Stephanopoulos, and I know Mr. Take Profits was watching a little bit of that before the show, but I'm going to play a couple of clips from the Deal Book Summit, and we can chat about them.
You're a young man who made a series of terrible, terrible, very, very bad decisions. The less generous view is that you have committed a massive fraud, that this is a Ponzi scheme, a manipulation of the system. And I want to start there because I think that there are so many people who have that question, which is, what is this? And what did happen?
Yeah, look, thanks for having me. And at the end of the day, I was CEO of FTX. And that means whatever happened, wherever it happened, I had a duty. I had a duty to all of our stakeholders, to our customers, our creditors. I had a duty to our employees, to our investors, and to the regulators in the world. To do right by them, to make sure the right things happen to the company. And clearly, I didn't do a good job of that. Clearly, I made a lot of mistakes or things I would give anything to be able to do over again. I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago. I saw it as a thriving, growing business. I was shocked by what happened this month. And, reconstructing it, where there are things I wish I had done differently.
Completely shocked.
Totally kind of just walked around the question.
Totally shocked.
He does that a lot where he just kind of...
He's good at not answering question. He's like he's like a political trainer, like a debate trainer came in and taught this guy how to not answer questions because he's really good at that. Here's another quote.
One of the letters I got, I want to read to you, Sam, because it's from a gentleman who said that he lost his life savings. And the subject line is, Sam Bankman-Fried stole $2 million from me. It says, Andrew, can you please ask SBF why he decided to steal my life savings and the $10 billion more from customers to give to his hedge fund, Alameda? Can you ask him why his hedge fund was leveraging long all of these S-coins? I'm going to keep it polite for the kids. Please ask him if he thinks what happened was fraud. These are the kinds of letters that I've been getting repeatedly over the past several days. What do you tell this man?
Yeah. I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened.
Deeply sorry. Deeply sorry. He's very sorry about what happened. So I thought it was good that he read that letter, accusing him of fraud. But he's very slippery. He's very slippery. I tweeted that yesterday. Like there were good questions, but he's slippery. So welcome, Kevin, GM. Good to see you around. New face around here.
Sup? Yeah, I mean, like the George Stephanopoulos, right? Is that his name?
George Stephanopoulos.
His whole interview. He did a good job about like making sure that he answered his questions because, he kept coming back to like because Sam wouldn't basically answer like that he knew that Alameda was using customer funds and stuff like that. And
yeah,
so
every time
every
time. So when we watched that Tiffany Fong interview yesterday, she asked about the commingling of funds, like, did you inject it? And he totally he tries not to answer it really, which is, he always really tries not to answer that question.
Journal reported that Carolyn Ellison told Alameda staffers that Alameda used FTX client funds to cover loans that were being recalled because of the Luna-triggered credit crunch. Carolyn says that she, Sam, Gary were aware of this. How do you square that with what you originally said over Twitter, that this was an $8 billion accounting mistake?
So I'll point to two things. And first of all, obviously, I don't know what anyone else is thinking here. I can only talk about it from what I know, from what I knew. And a lot of this is reconstructing it over the last month. I have limited access to data. But what it seems like happened is in the middle of the year, a lot of, most of the borrow lending desks in the space blew out or closed down. And it seems like Alameda had margin positions opened with them, and that it likely moved a bunch of that over to FTX this year when they shut down. And that means, I think it was over collateralized positions, but positions that involve substantial size and substantial US dollar size on the borrow side. In terms of the accounting mistake, again, looking through what happened, I think that there is a substantial discrepancy between what the financials were, what the audited financials were, the true financials, what the exchange understood. All of that was consistent, versus what the dashboards that we had displayed for Alameda's account there, which substantially under-displayed the size of that position. And so that's one of the reasons that I was surprised when we dug into everything at how big that position had become.
But
it's like he acts like everybody else, or there were other people in the company or something, like, making these dashboards that didn't show things correctly, or, it's always like it's always like not, it wasn't my fault, wasn't my fault. I either didn't know about it, I made a calculation error, things were mislabeled, but who mislabeled it then? Sam, it's like, it's always,
and he starts it always off like, I was the CEO, it's all my responsibility for everything. Yeah,
and then
but let me tell you exactly why it's not my responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
DJen, if that's a funny point, no FTX patch on his shirt. Maybe that's maybe the first time I've ever seen him without an FTX shirt.
Your question is where Alameda got the loan from.
Yep.
which is to say that there is a view that this is about commingling of funds. Right. And in that letter that I just read you, this gentleman actually copy and pasted the terms of service for FTX into the email. And I just want to read you this. It says, none of the digital assets in your account are the property of or shall or may be loaned to FTX Trading. FTX Trading does not represent or treat digital assets in users' accounts as belonging to FTX Trading. So how is it possible that Alameda had this loan of such a large size?
So there's that piece from the terms of service, but there were a number of other parts of the terms of service and a number of other parts of the platform on top of that. There is the borrow lending facility, where users were lending billions of dollars of assets to each other, collateralized by assets on the exchange. You had obviously futures contracts where there are leveraged positions on. Now, of course, all of this, it's meant to be the case that these are positions where FTX could, if it needed to, margin call those positions and close them down in time such that it would cover all of those, all those shorts, all those liabilities.
What pisses me off here is the question was essentially, there's this part in your terms that says you don't own the user's assets. And he goes, yeah, there was that. But then, users were loaning each other money and this or that. He just totally skirts around the issue at all. And the main point was you weren't supposed to be taking that money,
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't the case.
In the agreement, it says like that your funds won't be used for loans and stuff like that. But they obviously, but then he
it's
goes.
like, well, yeah, if you go loan someone else your funds, of course, yeah, that's your decision.
What is funny when George, so when George asked him this, he sat there and kind of like had to repeat the question in his head. He was just,
he's like, how do I get around this?
Take it, yeah. He's just like really trying to figure.
There
this
was
out.
a moment in this interview where he did something similar to that.
Away?
Yeah, it's like, how do I get around this?
Here, and that's a massive failure of oversight of risk management, and of diffusion of responsibility from myself running FTX.
But just make this very straight. Was there commingling of funds? That's what it appears like. It appears like there's been a genuine commingling of the funds that are of FTX customers that were not supposed to be commingled with your separate firm.
I ain't knowingly commingle funds.
That's his line, and he's sticking to it.
Go.
I didn't knowingly commingle funds.
I did not have a sexual relationship.
It is the infamous line. I see lots of... Now, the thing about these interviews, and what I think is also... I was looking at the news feed, my news feed section, and I see now all the mainstream news now using these puff quotes from FTX as, saying FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried says, I did not commingle funds. So now, it makes it now they're amplifying his lies, essentially, It's interesting how that shapes the narrative.
You told investors and regulators.
I think what he's going to try to do is say, "Oh, yeah, obviously they were mingled." Because I mean, Caroline. I'm not saying obviously.
Yeah, and then he's
Caroline saying it, and there's people. It's out there that he did it. Yeah. So I think he's going to be out saying, "No, I didn't know." Because that's what he was saying to George Stephanopoulos. Is that he's like, "I didn't know if it happened." I didn't know. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people involved in that. Legal was involved in it. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was the good guy. I was on a mission to help the world.
Oh, yeah, I should have had responsibility in knowing that.
I should have.
That's my failure as being a bad CEO, and
my failure is I just didn't know what was going on.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And Lettuce said this guy deserves a lifetime in jail. And if you look back, there are so many infamous financial crimes where these people did jail time. I know someone was saying Bernie Madoff was arrested right away, and it's like, there are lots of these financial crimes throughout history, and they always resulted in doing some sort of time and having some sort of charges against them. And so, it really seems just criminal that he almost seems like he's going to get away with this. Oops, let me play this.
You had told investors and regulators that you were not involved in Alameda decision making, and yet in the case, Alameda invested $1.15 billion in Genesis digital assets without your consultation or approval. That's the question. And my understanding is you also served on the board of Genesis digital assets. And so I'm trying to understand how you wouldn't have been involved with Alameda.
So I was somewhat involved with venture investing, and that was done out of a separate entity than any of Alameda's proprietary trading, than its activity on FTX or other crypto exchanges. But I was consulted on some of its VC investments, including with GDA.
He was also asked about his parents, the house that was bought by FTX for his parents. And, he had a slippery answer for that. It's slippery answer after slippery answer after slippery answer with this guy. Here's the last little two clips here. Let's.
Concerned to you about criminal liability at this point?
So I don't think that. I mean, obviously, I don't personally think that I have. But I think the real answer is that's not. It sounds weird to say, but I think the real answer is that's not what I'm focusing on. It's there's going to be a time and a place for me to sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it. Like right now, I mean, look, I've had a bad month. This has not been a fun month for me, but that's not what matters here. Like, what matters here is the millions of customers. What matters here is all the stakeholders in FTX who got hurt, and trying to do everything I can to help them out. And as long as that's the case, like, I don't think that what happens with me is the important part of that, and I don't think that's what it makes sense for me to be focused.
What happens with me is not important, guys. Don't pay attention to me. I was just some guy. I had nothing to do with this anyway. I didn't even know any of this was going on. So it's not important what happens with me. What's important is we get our customers' funds back. That's what he always is saying. Customer funds. That my focus is on customer funds. And definitely dodging that one. Here's the last little one about the parties.
Speaking, there were no wild parties here. When we had parties, we'd play board games, and 20% of people would have 3/4 of a beer each or something like that. And the rest of us would. It's
like a cop that pulls you over and he's like, "Have you had anything to drink tonight?" "Oh, I had just 3/4. I had 1/4 of a beer. I just had one sip."
Not drink anything.
Didn't we see that picture of the pool party? Wasn't there a pool party pic?
Oh yeah, see, that's what we need now. We need pics. We need party pics to be leaked. We need the beanbag pics.
I see, any illegal drug use around me, at the office, at these parties, and when I say parties, I mean having people over for dinner is what that meant.
We just had some people over for dinner, a couple times. Yeah. That's it. I saw DeKenza's mentioned the morning the interview this morning on Good Morning America. He said minute 222 was really good, so I'm just gonna pull that up real quick. Here's 219.
I am no cryptocurrency expert. I'm no finance expert, but I don't think you answered my question. I was asking, did you know that FTX deposits were used to pay off Alameda creditors?
I don't know of FTX deposits being used to pay off Alameda creditors. Are you, which creditors are you referring to?
Carolyn Ellison said that you all knew that these funds were put into Alameda. They were the funds owned by your depositors.
So I can't speak for who knew what. A lot of the customers on FTX did have, borrows either, in dollars or Bitcoin or euros.
But as you know, the FTX terms of service tell the people who signed up, none of the digital assets in your account are the property of or shall be or may be loaned to FTX trading. But you're saying that happened.
My understanding is a few things happen. The first is there is a margin trading facility on FTX by which users can lend out funds, by which other users borrow funds. And so there are explicit cases where there is, margin extended, where there is borrow lending.
If Alameda is borrowing the money that belongs,
he's got that answer down really good, because every time he gives that same answer where he says, oh, well, yeah, users were loaning each other funds. He totally does not, and I think he thinks the common person who sees this just won't understand it and will just not realize what he's saying there, is totally not addressing what was going on, which was FTX just giving money to Alameda. So, yeah, just this guy is a slippery guy, and I guess the real question is he gonna get away with no repercussions from this? I know we keep asking that every day, but I'm coming to grips more and more.
I think he's gonna go. I think he, because there's.
You think he'll still do the time?
I think he totally can. I think it's, I think so. I think he deserves it, and there's still a good chance that he will do time. Just because it's like, all this shit that's coming out. I think his excuse of just I should have been a better CEO, and it's just my incompetence is why all this happened. I don't think that's gonna fly, because I'm sure, I don't.
But he's going to save the company, though. Take profits. He's going to save the company. He's going to raise the money. He's got the money. Just let me inject the money into the company, and I'll save everybody. Yeah. FTX US is solvent as fuck.
Yeah.
If we just opened up withdrawals, everyone could have their money back.
Yeah, I wonder that if that is, how true is that too? Is that true that US, because I hear that a lot from him now, is that the US is solvent and people should be starting to withdraw now. And really, I think, I'm like, how true is that? He said it's over. He said there's actually over 500 million more.
Yeah.
Than what is actually needed. So I wonder if any of that is true.
Yeah. We'll see. I imagine Sam starts making an NFT collection from jail. There will be Broadway plays about how SBF
I'm just waiting
the
for
world.
where's FTT Classic, That's what
it's coming soon. Don't worry, coming soon. I love Dolph said, jail or no jail, have some sympathy. It's been a tough month for him.
It's been a tough month.
It's been a tough month for a lot of people. Millions of people that had their money stuck on FTX.
Yeah, I've heard him. It's been a rough month.
Yeah, maybe the NFT is how he'll raise the funds, the billions of dollars for customer deposit withdrawals. Man. Okay, let's go check out the charts. Actually, here, while you get the charts up, I'll just show this.
I'm going to go really
quick.
fast on charts.
Cool. Go fast.
Just because.
Let this sink in. Sam Bankman-Fried is literally doing an interview tour right now with all the major media outlets, including daytime TV in the U.S., after he executed the biggest crypto rug pull ever.
Yeah.
Insane.
I know.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah. All right, so some crazy stuff just happening. And
no, you did not
again today. It's been weird. I made a tweet about it too this morning. It's just so this morning, the dollar. I'm on the 4-hour charts here, but the dollar. Look, it's pumping a little bit now. But I mean, we broke support here, and support here. So we broke support and we are dumping, right? And I was like, oh man, all right. So I'm going to have to really go back here to figure out when we're going to get a bounce. And looks like this is where we got a bounce right now, is where you would expect to get a bounce, right? It's right here at this level of support. Was support back here, support, and it's being treated as support again. Question is, will the dollar start pumping up from here? Is this where we needed to go before we got back up here and challenged the trend? If we are, I mean, we've been getting lower highs. Now we're getting lower lows. So anyways, I was watching the dollar dump. The stocks we're opening up higher, which I thought was okay. That makes sense, right? And also S&P 500, important to note that we actually broke this trend. Boom, 1, 2, 3 tops to the trend here, and we broke it yesterday on that Powell news. I was like, what? That's what I was like. So now we are, we opened up, we came back down, closed the gap. I'm wondering what this is going to look like by the end of the day, right? Are we going to come? Are we going to enter back down below the range? Is this just a little trap and then we're just coming right back down? Or is this just a little pullback and then, challenge the trend level again? That's totally healthy, right? We break the trend, challenge it, get a rejection up. Totally could see that happening. So there's lots of different scenarios that could be happening right now. Yeah, I mean, could be bullish. Could be bullish.
Wow,
If the dollar's
that's the
dumping.
first time I've ever heard you say
S&P 500, but crypto's dumping. See, that's what was this is where I'm just like, this is a total fucking Ponzi. It's all a giant fucking scam. Because I mean, the dollar dumping with Bitcoin and Ethereum and the stocks going up, Ponzi, scam, manipulation at its finest going on. But yeah, I was kind of impressed or surprised because I really expected us. Numbers should be going up, is what I'm saying. Okay, it's just numbers should be going up. But
Why isn't the number going up?
It's a giant. It's not going up because it's giant Ponzi. It's all over leverage.
You're sounding like you're starting to sound like more and more every day. You're sounding like who's that guy? The gold Peter Schiff. You're sounding more and more like Peter Schiff every day.
It's just it's all a fucking scam. Go home. All right, guys, go the fuck home. It's all going.
You're not supposed
zero.
to tell everybody that.
You're like, bro.
No, stay on this stream. Don't
This
go
is a
anywhere.
crypto show.
Stay on the stream.
It's all giant Ponzi. It's all going to zero.
Stay on the stream. Don't go anywhere.
No, I mean, if you pull back to the daily on Bitcoin, I mean, we're just playing in this range. Really, I would say, it should be going up. But VWAP on the Kimono wave is going down. Money flow looks like it's starting to trend down. The wave is starting to just kind of taper off.
Lettuce opened a short at 17.084.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like we are at levels that I would be like looking for shorts, for sure, because we're at the top of the level. We're testing resistance, and it's good time to short. I mean, the Kimono wave here in the 4 hour could be printing a short signal. No, it does. There's lots of reasons to be shorting here. It's just when I'm seeing the dollar dump like that, usually you will see pump on the other assets, but obviously it's not happening because it's all a scam. So,
well, Dikenza's become a Cardano maxi in the past day or so. I know he's been washing himself in the Cardano community.
Let's go.
And so he thinks it's time to go long on Cardano. That's his financial advice.
4 hour showing a short signal. Daily though, yeah, there's oh my god, this looks gross, dude. I don't know. I mean, you could go long and just sure, throw some money in Cardano, take profits when you get back up here and challenge the 50 moving. I bet it. I don't know. I don't bet anything.
Dikenza's hodls. He doesn't take profits.
I know. Yeah, he just hodls. So, yeah.
Buy.
Cardano's still on my endangered token list. All right, it's up there with Sol, and what else should I put under my? I haven't. Oh, Near is just nearing zero. That's all Near is doing. Going near to
everyone,
zero.
I know all our listeners. He goes to every token that our listeners are heavily invested in building in, and he just floods them. Yeah, that's the strategy around here.
Near is going nearly to zero, and nothing you can do about it. No, Near doesn't. I mean, it looks like we could be getting a relief here up to like the moving average at least. I would expect, you like to see usually you challenge, and this is actually, Near has a very healthy chart. As when I say that, I mean, it's not like going up, but I mean, healthy as in it's respecting levels, right? If you just go back here, right, there is a level of support, breaks down below, resistance. All right. And it did it again here. Come up, challenge it, get broken down here. So I could expect, get near to this level around this zone, and then get rejected back down again, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So I would just kind of go with this trend
until the end.
So yeah, go long, take your profits when you get to these levels, and then GTFO, GTFO.
DGen says he has some optimism and arbitrum. Yeah, I like optimism. It makes me feel optimistic. I really like the name, and I like that it uses EVM contracts too. I like that. I like that.
Anywho, yeah, I think we could be, Near isn't as bad, but so I don't know. It is bad. It all looks bad. I would say Near would be on my list of, oh shit, will this make it past the bear market? Yeah, but Doge is down pretty good today, but you know what I mean? Because it's not. See, it's really like the tokens that are down below their lows from like June and stuff like that. And keep in mind, I say that, but Bitcoin is below that. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Giant grains of salt, the biggest grain of salt you've ever seen.
Well, and when I say extinct, it's not like they're gonna be going away. It's just that I'm saying they're not gonna reach all-time highs again. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's a good clarification.
Okay,
especially for all the new people.
When people start chewing me, 10 years, and they're like, "Hey, you said Near would be gone."
Oh, man. Don't worry, we're gonna burn the archives in a couple of years. In 10 years, you won't be able to find any of these episodes because it's not gonna be.
It'll
pretty.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm saying.
Near people said they have a 5-year runway, so we're just too short-sighted. We're too short-sighted to understand.
100% could be. It's just I just follow the charts. All right, so
don't burn these. Future generations need this history. Oh boy, I'm scared about how I don't know. Our track record isn't that bad actually so far. Hasn't been very long, but so far. Dickens has asked if everyone got their Uniswap airdrops. I think that you had to have used the Genie platform, because I went and looked and I didn't have anything to claim, and I think it's because I didn't use the platform. I think people got about 300 USDC. That would have been nice. That would have bought me about a loaf of bread these days.
Yeah, dude. Jesus.
Paid one of my bills.
Anyway.
They're gonna regulate the hell out of crypto. It's true.
Moving on.
It's true.
All right, charts done. Move on.
Oh wow, that was the fastest charts in the history of the show.
I'm like, if amazing. I told you it's gonna be fast because look, we've already been doing this for 45 minutes, and it's like we got to keep going on. There's more shit that we got to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can't take. True. Yeah, I got shit to do today. We don't got stuff to do.
Dickenza's got that 300 USDC. He used Genie 2 times. See, that's the thing. I had never used Genie. That's my problem. So, nice. 1K if you had their NFTs. Wow. Hey, that's a pretty good airdrop. I saw some people complaining about it, and I was like, shut up. You got $300 for free for doing essentially nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how entitled do you have to be? And we're in a bear market. Somebody's giving you free money?
Yeah.
That's a big old shut the fuck up. Dickens is going to go to the casino and gamble it all away, I have a feeling, this weekend.
Put it all on, I don't know, your lucky number.
And Dolph said, hard to be a maxi for any ecosystem. Things change and evolve. Yeah, especially in this space. I mean, if you just look year to year, how many things
always the new
disappear
top
and
10.
new things appear.
Yeah.
It's hard to really predict the future, and if any of the top blockchains will be really the future top blockchains is hard to say. So yes, we're not fortune tellers here. We're not what do they call that? People that can see the future. But okay, cool. Well, I guess since we're done with the charts like that, I'm like not even prepared. But yeah, we're gonna go to brief little intermission for 2 minutes, and when we get back, we will chat about NFTs and the topic of the headline, Farokh and Rug Radio. Stick around.
Hello, it's Freeman from GMTV. Don't get hacked like I did. Get yourself a Ledger wallet at gmtv.lol/ledger.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ諦めたら。周りのこと思えよ。応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバーギブアップ。
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Bing bong.
Thank you for watching GMTV.
Thank you guys for sticking around through that brief little intermission there. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. I did see the viewer count dropped by about half when the diarrhea thing came up, so I'm sorry, everybody. I know we have to do that to just scare away the scaredy cats. You know, we got to purge the viewers at intermission so that only the real DJs are left afterwards.
Intermission just scare everyone away. They're like,
yeah, well, DJs only. DJs only.
Done with this show. Yeah, what am I watching? This is...
Yeah, too much coffee. Too much coffee. Take Profits knows. That's true. Take Profits is very familiar with the too much coffee symptoms.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we're going to hop into a couple little NFT things here. This is usually we would look at the top charts, but we've got so much other stuff to cover, so we're gonna just hop more into NFT related news and drama, which, you know, we love drama. That's our favorite thing here on the show. Addressing the giraffe in the room, Toys R Us is a thread. We're excited to reveal our blueprint. Okay, here you go. These Toys R Us NFT ecosystem is coming together, has a nice map here. You're not cool, especially in the Solana ecosystem, if you don't have a cool illustrated map. That was kind of a DGods thing. But 10,000 digital collectibles launching on Solana based on Jeffrey the Giraffe. Oh, so cute. Oh, and you know what? I need to switch this so that you can see us because we are one of the most important parts of the show. 10,000 giraffes, G-Coins. They're going to have their own shit token, an SPL token. And the chat is so distracting.
I know. I'm all reading chat, and I can't even pay attention to what you're talking
We're gonna have
about.
We're gonna have to just no more chat.
I gotta hide the chat.
Today's the last day of chat. We're turning off the chat. No more chat in the future. I'm sick of this. We're trying to have a serious show here. Okay. So anyway, SPL token earned by staking your giraffes. So 10 and I don't know why. I guess they're based on the giraffes, so that's why I keep saying that. But attending events, shopping online and in store, playing with toys and more. Will you be able to get like toys using your G coin? That'd be kind of cool. Unlock experiences that include VIP access to new Toys R Us flagship stores. What is this like? Are they raising money right now to just make stores again? Anyway, exclusive shopping events and more one-of-a-kind experiences that you can only get at Toys R Us. Creating next-gen toy ownership with anybody's NFT by using NFT, NFC, and AR technology to bring toys into games, social media, etc. Campaign to collaborate with your favorite NFT projects, bringing their collections to life as limited edition physical collectible toys. That was what we thought was going to happen.
Is it me, Toys R Us? What?
We called that they were going to make the toys, like partner with projects and make toys. Creating, so digital flagship Toys R Us stores built in all your favorite games. Oh, metaverse toy stores. That's what I need. I need a metaverse giraffe stuffed animal for my metaverse character. Marketplace to buy, sell, and trade your physical and digital toys, including unique perks such as early access to hot toys. Blueprint is for entertainment and illustrative purposes, only subject to change without notice. That's a very corporate last tweet there in that thread. They're like, oh, and corporate told us we needed to put this little disclaimer here at the end that everything could change.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Dolph. Waifus. I want waifu toys from Toys R Us. Now we're talking. That's a project I would get into. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Anyway, that's going to be
Toys
the
R Us seem a little bit
Toys R Us.
desperate, don't they?
Well, they declared bankruptcy. I was wondering, did Ty Lopez buy Toys R Us? Or did Gary Vee buy Toys R Us?
Desperate move.
It feels like that same thing, right? It's like the Ty Lopez playbook here. You buy the gutted, bankrupt brand for the name, and then you start an NFT project with it. Who is doing this? Yeah, who is behind this? I kind of speculated at first that Gary Vee was at least a partner in this because, he had his toys coming out with Toys R Us just like a month or two ago. And then this announcement comes. I'm like, there's something Gary Vee feeling about this. Yeah, so,
absolutely.
Dolph. Gary Vee put V Friends in Toys R Us. Ty Lopez got Radio Shack. How's that going? Radio Shack's, what's going on there? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Radio Shack stuff. I'm waiting for the next press release. We're living on the press releases. Okay, Blur is doing another airdrop on Monday. We're going to skip that. Okay, this is going to get us into our drama for the day. Okay, so Rug Radio is set to release a new PFP project. Farokh just announced yesterday Rug Radio's PFP project with art by Corey Van Loo. I guess this was done at the Gateway. This might be that Miami event that's going on, but it looks like Farokh announced their PFP project. Super cool. They're going to make, this will be their third project.
Know how big, I mean, you got to be like really full of yourself to have a PFP project of yourself.
What do you mean? It's going to be wait, are you saying it's going to be based on him?
Isn't it all just versions of him?
Are you serious? I haven't
NFTs.
seen this. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, my God. I haven't seen this, dude. I haven't seen this.
You look.
Oh, is it
that's
these?
They all look like.
Is it these?
They're all supposed to look like somewhat like inspired by Farokh, like him. Is what I got out of it.
I didn't know that. That is so funny. No, they're all supposed to kind of look like him.
As far as I know, like they're all traits inspired by him. Anyway, I feel like that was anyway.
That's
I could be making that up. There you go.
I don't know. Oh, he's on a space right now. I'm shaking.
Great, let's just join it.
Just stream it live. Why not? Screw it. So anyway, he made that announcement yesterday. We're getting another collection. They've already done 2. Okay, and then MF and Dickenza, I swear, sent me this article. It's a 51-minute read, okay? And he told me this was some light reading. And I clicked on it, and I saw a 51-minute read, and I was like, light reading? And he said he wanted a summary. And you know what? Because I respect our producer, Dickenza, and I aim to please this audience, I read
whatever the producer
this
says. Yeah.
novel. I will admit I didn't read all of it. I read about 75% of it, okay? But that was enough for me to get the point. You know, there was a lot of reiterating going on. I will say, this would not be an award-winning author, okay? He repeats himself over and over. This could have been way more concise. As I was reading this, I was like, this could be half the length easily and still have worked. So that's my first comment. But anyway, this is alleging that Farokh is a fraud. Okay, this is not the first time I've heard these allegations. I've heard these on Twitter Spaces before, but I didn't really know the depth of this, and there isn't much depth, honestly. It's going to be pretty easy to summarize, but this is an allegation coming out, and I'm actually curious to know what you guys think, okay? Because, you know, we're in a weird space, okay? We're in a space where there's lots of ruggers, right? And there's lots of nefarious types in this space. There's also people trying to genuinely build things. And so, and we're all treading new water in a sense. So, you know, there are going to be mistakes made along the way, but I want to know, do you think this is malicious? Okay. And Mr. Take Profits doesn't know any of this. I just told him that it would probably get his wish granted to be assassinated from behind, by us covering us. That's all I told him. So, this author, and by the way, I don't know who wrote this. I was trying to kind of figure it out, but I can't figure it out.
Who? This is just some fudder or something, or Farokh wrote it himself.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe you. But then I was like, Mr. Take Profits, I've never seen him write more than about a page of text, so I don't think this is him.
He would not write. Yeah, there's no way he would write something like this. Yeah.
Farokh is not a Y Combinator brat, as far as I'm aware. But I can't verify that. I know he did some stuff. He was an influencer. He had like a big Instagram account that was all about like flashy cars and cool jewelry and stuff. And that's all I really know about his history. Now, Farokh, okay. Here we go. So to give you an idea of what, so this author is saying, the whole first half is like him setting this up, right? And here's just a little interesting quote to kind of give you an idea of what he was getting into here by doing this. This report has changed due to profits over wages. That's someone's Twitter handle. Tipping off Farokh of the release of this report or something along the line. I trusted her. She deceived me. Within a little over 1 hour of me asking if she would review this fraud and discuss it on an open Twitter space based on her brand doing precisely this, Farokh started calling me, FaceTiming me, threatening me via text. When I did not respond, he started calling me from blocked numbers, as I did answer a block call to find him on the other end. He then had other people start reaching out to me, some new people I didn't know, others I did. He tried to intimidate, threaten, blackmail me if I proceeded with this report. And he goes on to claim that he uses his main employee, the Discord mod, to pretty much just silence the truth, clean the crime scene, silence any FUD. But he says in reality, the FUD are valid questions. And so I guess they are constantly deleting things. Now, that's his whole question with the profits guy. Okay, so let's see. He says Farokh's tried to come after Mr. Beast and a bunch of other people that were all silenced by him. It just keeps going. This is like a message he sent him. You know, Farokh sends him like these passive-aggressive messages. So he's saying, God, dude.
And who is this guy?
So this guy, that's what I'm not 100% sure. I think he was an investor, perhaps, in Rug Radio, okay? And he's saying, I studied him, played him way too well. I just didn't know when would be the perfect time to expose it all. Yes, after being fired, I begged for a job at Rug Radio. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. But it was to build my case deeper. And I'm like, what do you mean? Did you really apply for a job just to get deeper into this? Like, this seems obsessive. After being tipped that he had bought another CryptoPunk from another wallet during South by Southwest, I just felt like I had to keep going and investigate to the bottom of his fraudulent activities. Okay, so the author's a little weird, I gotta say. I wish they would just come on the show and go all schizo and autistic on us. That'd be cool. But I can't figure out who they even are. So he's saying that Farokh, whose name is Sarmad, deliberately deceived investors by selling a stake in a Web3 media business in which he controls all aspects, including who is hosted, what projects are promoted and shilled to his investors, while taking payments personally to shill and defraud tens of millions of dollars for NFTs from his investors, partners, holders, followers, yet publicly sold the exact opposite. We now know, yes, he was personally paid numerous sums, total millions of dollars, by the guests and projects to shill his holders who are his investor partners via Rug Radio AMAs.
How do they know that?
Okay, yeah, well, that's what this whole thing is about. Like, a lot of this whole 51-minute thing is the receipts, right? It's audio recordings. It's the wallet history. I mean, this guy sleuthed the F out of this, okay? So that's why we're doing a skimming here. Okay, so he said scamming his investors' audience of millions of dollars with each drop, as he omits each and every time fiduciary information to his partners as to why he is selling them on this, quote, amazing drop. The Rug Radio investors are used for his sole gain and benefit, and the projects pay him directly to pump and dump on his investors, making sure they get stuck holding the bag worth nothing while he and these projects have profited millions of dollars off these investors who have been rugged and burned for millions of dollars. Okay, let's...
Right. Just using his audience as exit liquidity.
Yeah, and his main... So, like, and I'll just boil this down real quick for you guys. And the main accusations here are that, one, he was... And this one, I think, is a little bit of a stretch, and you'll see some of these quotes, but that he was promising a profit to the investors. He was saying that if Rug Radio was successful, the NFT investors would benefit from it. It's vague, though, and so this author is reaching a little there. Now, where the other thing he's accusing him, essentially, of what we were just reading, is of taking large sums of money, getting shit tokens and NFTs from these projects as well sometimes, and so being paid in various methods, and then shilling these projects in the like investor AMAs where they were doing, AMAs, and they were essentially softballing these interviews with these projects. And he's claiming like every time it was like a gushing, oh, this is amazing, what a cool project. And then these were all like just, shit projects. And that the biggest thing was that he wasn't disclosing that, right? So this gets back to that hashtag ad type of thing, where you have to, if you're going to have advertisers and be paid to promote something, you have to disclose it, right? So that's why, like for us, if we had sponsors or advertisers on here and it was a project, we would just say that, and that's all you got to do. Right, and all you got to do is say that, and then you can have the AMA. And if people say you softballed them because you were paid to promote it, well, then they know, and they cannot invest in it if that's how they feel. But this is a little different, where you're just like saying, "Oh, we're doing an AMA."
So that's where he could get in trouble for doing it, if that's all true.
So he's a gusher. Yeah, and here's the thing: are you surprised by this? If this is true? No, me neither.
I've already heard that he's been a pump and dumper.
Well, and these
he's already been accused of that.
These dudes are everywhere.
Yeah,
these dudes are everywhere. This is just a slightly different. His take is just a different take.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna have. And he has so many people. See, a lot of these influencers, right? They just they just have like these followers that are so devoted to them that they can't do any wrong. Like they. And so this kind of shit, I don't think it's gonna shake him.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing. Like, there's these influencers that are just pump and dumping. We've known that for a long time. This just happens to be one of the bigger ones, and he has this Rug Radio AMA thing as part of this scheme, right? So it's just kind of his own twist on the whole influencer scheme. So there were vocal concerns that rooms of upwards to 1,000 Rug Radio investors were being pitched and sold these drops as amazing, while no hard questions were ever asked of the team or founders. The holders would buy up the drops of up to 10K tokens that would then dump in value almost immediately after sellout to almost nothing in price. As the project cashed out and all future promos ceased, they were getting rich while investors were losing hard-earned money.
Yeah.
So Farokh and Mel each time denied this publicly, saying no projects were not paying them to promote them to the Rug Radio investors, reassuring the audience that these were random selections of projects Farokh happened to like. And there's recordings here and people, so this is like an example, screenshot of somebody just questioning why it seems like only certain projects get featured and it's not really an open process. And, he DM'd him, Farokh, about his project, and then Farokh said, I'm going to, DM you about it. And then he said, I would appreciate a response in public. I went all in on Rug Radio, hoping it would be a voice of Web3, that there would be equal opportunity for all NFT projects. Is there a process for selecting projects that get on the platform? Maybe I am unaware. And so Farokh just pretty much saying here that the DAO council will decide if you get to be on or not. Now, there's these recordings where on Farokh and Mel in Discord AMA being asked by investors how they get paid. They both answer they do not get paid. They make no money. This is on the record. This is investor fraud. Mel is on Twitter Spaces as a guest host defending Farokh of deceit, pumping and dumping on Rug Radio holders, and confronted by a suspicious holder being asked point blank the following: is this investor fraud? Or this is investor fraud, is what they said on the Spaces. So there's a bunch of additional information about each of these instances, right? But here he says he was selling securities to investors initially on mint that were not licensed. He publicly sold the NFT that would yield you more tokens if you bought and held the NFT. This is selling you an investment, promising you will earn a cryptocurrency token. This is investor fraud. So what he's talking about there is Rug Radio. So this is what that first accusation I kind of told you that he's making is that here you can see ownership means we each get to decide what we consume, how it's delivered, and we all benefit from the abundance created through it. So this is the kind of terms that this guy is stretching, I think,
we
a little.
almost went that route. That's what's kind of funny. We almost did something.
Yeah, well, we always knew not to say anything like where we're going to give you money, like a portion of the profit of this venture, right? We know that's a big no-no. So that's a security. So yeah, we've known that we wouldn't go down that route.
We were good. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, so this is the RDAO. It represents the heart of the Rug Radio decentralized structure. So they have this Rug token, the currency of exchange within the Rug Radio ecosystem. So they have this brand, and they do like spaces. They have a bunch of people that do spaces. So it's a little media brand, essentially. You can see here's the host. They have a bunch of hosts, and there's a lot of well-known people in this. So I think that part of why, that's why nobody will talk about this too. But, I think.
Should we just apply to be hosts on Rug Radio?
Well, yeah,
bro, you are awesome,
but
dude.
No,
I love everything that Rug Radio does. I think they are doing amazing work over there. I can do it too.
Oh boy! Oh, this.
I think the Rug Radio
what's
concept,
weird is
like
they claim
getting their
nobody gets
NFT,
paid.
earning revenue, right? These investors over time are going to make so much money. And I think everyone listening to this now should go over there right now. And
great. Now we're
go
participating
all in.
Investor fraud. Great.
I'm just showing how I can do it too. I don't know.
No. Yep. Cool. Now we're doing investor fraud. But yeah, they're saying. I mean, like, I wish I could actually play this with the sound for you guys. But this Discord AMA is, they kind of giggle too when someone asks, like, how do you guys make money off this? And Mel was like, I actually don't get paid at all. And Farokh said, yeah, we don't get paid at all from doing this.
So how do they pay the bills and keep the lights on?
Yeah, that's the question. Well, I mean, they have sold out. I mean, that's what the other part of this is. They sold out these. They sold out like $6 million in NFTs.
Founders of successful startups and stuff, when they say, "Oh, I don't make anything," like no one believes that shit. Like, come on, like
I know. Yeah, well,
like,
that's
just be
why.
honest.
That's
like,
why. Yeah,
say
you
something.
just should say, like, I just don't. I don't see why some people think like we can't admit to people that we're getting paid by any of these speakers. I don't understand. Like, this is the only industry where people like seem afraid to say that, right? Like every other podcast or any like thing else in the world, it's like, yeah, this is sponsored by this thing, and then we shill it to you. You know, and everyone understands I'm being shilled a product right now that sponsored this podcast, but they still buy. They still go and buy. You know, so the only reason you wouldn't maybe is if these projects were just like crap. And so it's like, you know, people wouldn't buy this if they knew that they were just paying you to shill this piece of garbage, right? I don't know. Maybe that's why. Anyway, so there's all these receipts here, like transaction records. There's numerous stories. This one is about Lit Token, that Farokh made over $1.4 million in profits using insider information. This was a Tommy Chong NFT that had this token, and he was given a bunch of these tokens, and they pretty much just hyped it up and then dumped on their an crazy amount of these tokens. Farokh was given tens of millions of Lit tokens to pump and dump the coin to Rug Radio holders. So they've just got all these transaction receipts. Now, you know, of course, this is all what this guy's claiming. We're not claiming any of this. Don't kill us. But
don't kill us. Don't assassinate me from behind.
Yeah. I'm not suicidal, guys. Yeah, this is just like, dude, endless about this Lit token. I mean, this, you could see there's a lot going on here. Here's other ones pumping the Paris Hilton super plastic drop with Origin to all Rug Radio holders while being paid directly by Origin Protocol, not disclosing this to his partners or investors. Taking 100,000 USD payment from party degenerates to pump and dump this project on his audience again without disclosing he was paid, only hyping and pumping. And he's pretty much just trying to show like payments between projects and Farokh, right? To show like, I have the evidence that he was getting paid by these projects. And then this is all the backstory of how we got here. This is his backstory.
Yeah.
It's just like insane. Like, look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Are you getting sick?
Well, I'll read some. I'll read it.
No, you don't need to read any of it, dude. We've read enough. Yeah, here, you know, it's again like, this is $2.5 million. I mean, they were making bank, that's for sure, off these projects and promoting them from the looks of it. So you can see this is like, it's so much.
It does just make it so much more organic if you're like, this isn't an ad. This is what I really feel like, you know, they aren't paying me to say this.
This is amazing. What an amazing project.
It makes it so much more organic to lure people in, I think.
But you know what? People buy all the time. I listen to podcasts and they're always like, this is brought to you by shit ass coffee company. Like, and people are buying that shit from those things. Put in coupon code asshole.
Ads work.
And you know, you get 10% discount. You know, every radio show has those ads. You know, it's like, it works. It works. There's that, you know, there's already formula that works that is more ethical, for sure. So, you know, I don't think this is like a requirement, unless, again, like if the product sucks, then you might not want to own it, right? You're like, this product sucks ass. Like, I don't want to have this like as an ad on my thing. But I don't know. But to me, it seems like you'd even more want to say, like, this is just a paid promotion. Like,
right.
You know, if this thing sucks, it's not my fault. Look at this. This is a transcript of like an interview of a space. I mean, this guy goes nuts, dude. So anyway, that's the lowdown on the accusations. Now you know when people ask you about the 51-minute novel about Farokh, you now know.
I'm telling you, this whole entire space is just a giant Ponzi, and it's okay.
Maybe
like,
we should have called this. Maybe we should call this show Ponzi.
I mean, you just got to know what you're playing. You know, I think that's
yeah.
You know.
So in conclusion, do you guys recommend this route as a business?
I don't know, man.
What do you think we're doing right now, Dickenza? What do you think we're trying to build? GMTV, Rug Radio?
I don't know.
You don't see
the similarities? I can tell you when we say that we don't get paid anything, we're telling the truth because there's no sponsors. We don't say anything nice about any
I even started
projects,
I started doing hashtag ad in the intermission when we were running the Dickenza thing because I just want to, be upfront.
Our wallets are constantly tracked.
Yeah, our
so
wallets
we
are
don't
empty.
buy anything, and so no, we don't.
If I was getting paid millions of
We just
dollars,
talk.
do you think I'd be here right now? I'd be on the beach. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's true. Actually, Dickensis paid us. See?
Yes.
See? That's the only
Appreciate
person. Let's see. Who else has paid us? No one else paid us. The desk heads gave us whitelist spots, but that's it. That's it, guys.
Please don't. Yeah, we won't disclose the sum that you paid us, of course.
Yeah, it was high six figures. That's all you need to know.
We
high
are
six figures.
major Dickensis maxis, but
Yeah, high six figures. I trust that will pay off for him.
yeah, for 2 NFTs or so. Yeah, something like that.
2 NFTs or so. Right. Okay, guys. Well, that's the legend of Farokh. So make of it what you will. And that's the show for today. It was an awesome show. I'm really glad everybody joined us today. Please like, subscribe before you leave. And we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Eastern. Have a GM-erific day. Thanks to our burn sponsors. Yes. Dickensis. 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 14 more till we're at 1,000. Subscribe.